Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Captain Clyde's MTG. Today we have Ixalan. Let's give it a whirl and talk about it because what's going on with Ixalan, everybody keeps saying. And it's the silent killer that we need to talk about. So, before we get started, remember like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, comments down below. We're going to feed that YouTube algorithm as we try to get to 1,000 subscribers. With that said, if we've done everything you can, check out the description. There's some links in there to the Patreon page for support, the eBay store, and for those of you who actually listen to me go through this whole spiel, food for thought for you guys. I'm running a 10% discount in the store if you buy more than $25. So go check it out. The link to that will also be in the description for what the code is. It's only going to be good to the end of the month, so get it while you can. Also, the email's in there, so there's that as well. So, without further ado, let's talk about Ixalan. So, as we go through and we do these box reviews of old products, I like to go back and touch on as many as I can. And these reviews will happen over and over, especially as boxes make rather large jumps and changes. So, let's talk about Ixalan, the silent killer to everybody's wallet. So, here's what happened with Ixalan, guys. Ixalan came out, and we'll cover this with rivals too. Nobody liked the set. It was, I'm not saying it was a bad set, but it was seriously rejected by the market and the player base just in general. People didn't like it. They didn't like the mechanics. Um, Nobody wanted it. Nobody bought it. It was terrible. Um, Now, with that said, there were some pricey cards in there, but once the set rotated out, those cards got cheap fast. And at the end of the day, nobody wanted it. I mean, you couldn't give this away almost. I mean, at one point, I think I seen this. I seen somebody selling these for 65 a box, and even then, I was like, nah, I'm good. But let's actually take a look at the actual chart. So, as you look at the chart here, I'm going to ignore the weird dips and jumps. But you can see here the average when it came out was around 89, and it just kept going lower. Like there was a dip for 79, which is probably definitely true on the average price of the box. Now, it came out within a year. We're going to ignore this dip. Still at 84. This price jump is probably an anomaly. It wasn't necessary. But again, you can see here we're almost a year into it and it's still at $85. Even over here down to 81, 70s. Like these are the actual averages of what this is dipping around. And you'll see a couple dips to 67 and lower here. Like I said, I seen it at low 65 at one point, so I don't doubt that 67 wasn't a real thing at some point in 2019. As it kept going, it kept getting cheaper and cheaper. I'm just gonna tell you, nobody sold these boxes for 45 bucks. Um, Yeah, it went back up to around the 90s. It peaked at 100 and went down to 50. This is just a real turbulent time here. The pandemic happened. Nobody was buying boxes. M21 was out. Nobody liked it. Ikoria, nobody liked. Zendikar did not perform as much as people wanted it to. And here you see it down to the 60s. I actually believe this. As we were coming out of the pandemic, excuse me, we had some serious issues with people actually just wanting cards. And around Time Spiral, around this time, people started buying up a few boxes. But what people started realizing, even with the box listings, is because nobody wanted this product and it was a bad product, it didn't sell well, nobody bought it. There wasn't a lot of sealed boxes. Like they didn't have extra waves or whatever because the first wave that came out didn't sell. I can remember me personally, I took time off of Magic during this time from buying actual boxes. I didn't buy boxes of Ixalan um, and Rivals to keep, God, I wish I would have now. Um, but yeah, even I took some time off from this. Uh, so yeah, if I'm taking time off, it's got to be pretty bad. So, but then people started realizing, after 3 years of this product being out, there's almost no boxes left, and it's only been 3 years, causing a severe price spike all the way up to the 140s. And you can see here the market value around 130. These prices got really high as people started demanding really high numbers for it. which brought some more product to the floor and all the on all the platforms. But still, it did cause a price raise due to the price gap. And you see the market value right now is around the 150 mark for a 3-year-old standard box. That's almost insane. A lot of it's not to deal with how good the set was, like Dominaria, sorry, potato, tomato, whatever, uh, or War of the Spark or stuff like that. It's actually because the product was so bad that nobody bought it, so there's no sealed boxes out there. And we're looking at 150 a box. Now, once again, this is always in English. Yes, you can get cheaper in other foreign languages or whatever, but at the end of the day, nobody wants that. Nobody has ever wanted that. Nobody will ever want that. So keep that in mind. So with that said, to kind of give you guys a little reflection of what I've heard about this product, I've heard that there's some people, and I even have a couple people that I know myself, that are quietly, every now and then, just snagging a box offline here, snagging a box offline here, and putting it in a closet for 120, 130, 140, 150 because they know how little supply there is on the market, and they're really trying to capitalize on that. And at the end of the day, I think we all should try to capitalize on it because I don't see how this product doesn't just go up because of just a lack of availability. I mean, there's just nothing out there. So, but before we actually start looking at, like maybe what's out there, let's take a look at the actual card values to see if it even justifies the 150 a box. So, here's the card values. So, the best card we have is the Growing Rights of Ixalan. I remember I got this as a pre-release foil and I was real happy. I should have kept it instead of selling it. But I sold it for like $10. It's whatever. But it was a foil, so it would have been like $40. But again, if you look at this, that's a rare. Notice most of the cards in this top column here are all rares. There's very few mythics. The Sun's Avatar's up here for 17, $40 foil. Vanquisher's Banner, believe it or not, is up here for 12. Revel in Riches is 10. Primal Amulet's still pretty high, but then you start getting down and like it goes downhill quick. Like there's not a lot of value in this set as you can see. Now a lot of value in the set does come from foils. This mythic of Von the Butcher or Mona the Butcher is 12, what was like 5 for a non-foil. Search for Ascanta is only $5, 12 for a foil. And as you go down through here, you're gonna start noticing a lot of double price foils. Captain Mannery Storm. This Planeswalker is about double. But check this out: Admiral Brass Beckett Mythic for $3, foil $17. That is insane. As you keep going down here, you have the Star of Extinction. That's an $8 foil. $6 foil for Legion's Landing. Settle the Wreckage. Here's a good $7 Hostage Taker. Still looking good. Unclaimed Territory is going strong at 245 as a foil. Sanctum Seeker for some reason is a $6 foil. I'm guessing the whole vampire theme's got it going pretty good. Our Gothian's Marauders is a rare for $4 as a foil. Another good uncommon Pillar of Origins apparently is about $2. But as you can see overall, there is not a lot of money in this set, even though it commands such a high price. And again, that just goes to show you guys what I've talked about before, where as the box gets older or a box becomes harder to get because there's not any demand for it, price of the cards in the box are really irrelevant. And the price of the cards in the box really separate from the price of a sealed product. Because again, the sealed product has to be worth more than the cards in the box, because if not, it makes no sense. If the cards in the box are worth 150 and the sealed product's 125, well, you're going to crack it and then just sell it, right? So that those two things have to deviate. Now, over time, will some of these maybe get better? I don't know, but from a sealed standpoint, this is definitely a sealed box I would say that you would want to invest in and keep, just so uh, you'll get that easy money. But to be honest, guys, we really missed the boat on this one. If we would have bought this when it first came out and it was like 70, $80 a box, maybe down to 65, right? Because nobody wanted it. Think of the money we could have made. 50% return in 3 months. I'm sorry, 3 years. That's better than any stock market. So think about that. And with that said, give me 1 second. I'll pull you over and let's actually take a look at how many are actually on TCG Player for sale. All right, guys. So here we are. We're on TCG Player. Cheapest box is 155. Jeez, Lord and mercy. I'm not counting this one as Japanese. So how many are actually on here? Well, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 22, 24, 26 boxes, guys. How insane is that? There are 26 boxes of this product on TCG Player, and there's probably not a whole lot out there. I mean, because think about it. This was so bad when it first came out. If it's 150 now, unless people have already got it put away and they're going to wait, there's not going to be any more than this. And this price is just going to keep going up. So, at the end of the day, do I think this is a good product? No, it was bad when it came out. Still not that great because the card values inside are just, I just don't think they're there. Uh, but when it comes to scarcity and what have you, I think it's a gold mine, which means that as this box price keeps going up and nothing gets reprinted out of it, those card values have to go up with it. They can't get so skewed that it's just ridiculous, right? Because not only is the sealed box going to be hard to get, the cards themselves are going to be hard to get, which means they're going to increase in value. When will that happen? Honestly, don't know, but I'm going to guess this is going to be a $250, $300 box by the end of the year as more people start figuring this out. So get them while they're hot, boys and girls and young ladies and gentlemen and whatever else you want to be referred to as. So, with that said, thanks a lot for watching. I do appreciate it. Until next time, be kind. And as always, I hope to see you across from the game table.